Hey, you with a sharp mind. It's your favorite time of the day, riddle o'clock. Let's get started. A tourist got lost in the mountains and stumbled upon three men claiming to be locals who could help him get down. But one of them is a fugitive who lures travelers in to rob them. Who is lying? The green jacket man is lying. He says there are no springs and that he brings bottled water from the village. But the man in the red jacket mentions a spring where everyone gets water, and the man in the blue jacket says they'll pass the spring on the way down. One of the train passengers stole a purse. You were sitting closest to where the purse was last seen, and you're wearing the same kind of jacket as the suspect. You have 5 minutes before the police arrive at the next station. What should you do to prove your innocence and avoid suspicion? Show the conductor the coffee receipt. It's solid proof with a timestamp showing you were away at the moment the theft happened. There are 3 brides at a wedding salon, each waiting to try on her dress. Each insists she's wearing the one she ordered, but the shop assistant knows that one of them accidentally put on the wrong dress. Who is it, and why? Alice's dress fits her perfectly. Clara clearly remembers requesting a pocket, but the dress she's wearing doesn't have one. Bella likes her dress and says it matches her taste, but it's 2 sizes too large and it has a pocket. Bella is wearing Clara's dress. You're a moderator on a dating website where users have ratings. Today, you get a report. One of 2 women is a romance scammer targeting men for gifts. Both claim they're looking for true love. Who's the romance scammer? Profile number 2 uploaded her photo just 2 days ago, but already has 100+ likes and uses a generic flashy bio. Profile number 1 has been active for a while, suggests meeting only in public places, and clearly doesn't want gifts. Elle is hiking and gets lost in the woods. She's really hungry, and luckily she finds 3 food options, but only one of them is safe. Can you help Elle make the right choice? All of the footsteps are leading to this berry bush, but not a single animal walked away from it. So the berries are probably poisonous. There's a scorpion creeping around these delicious bananas, so Elle should have some apples. A startup is looking for an intern who would like to take over their social media. They have 3 candidates. Whom should they pick? According to Jim's date of birth, he has not even been born yet. Ashley makes way too many mistakes in her message for someone who's an English language major. So their best bet is Mary Ann. Emma bought a birthday cake and put it in the fridge, but one of her roommates picked the cream and ruined the cake glazing. Kate says she was busy decorating the living room. Louise was putting on makeup in her room. Sandra claimed she was preparing snacks. Who ruined the cake? Kate has false nails, and one of them is missing. Oops, you can find it on the kitchen floor. So she did go there and touch the cake. Tim wants to open a coffee shop. He needs to find the perfect location for it. His final 3 options are all in different parts of the city. Can you help him choose the best one? The first one looks cute, but it's on the first floor, and not many people will want to climb there for coffee. The second one has too many competitors around. The third one looks like the best option. It's in a new neighborhood, so it can become everyone's favorite. Lady Lou is a famous blogger with millions of followers and likes. She's invited to a popular TV show, but she doesn't expect them to actually bring her there to expose her lies. They put one of her recent posts from a luxury hotel on the screen, and the whole world understands it's photoshopped. How? Well, look closely. There's a watermark in the corner that says it's only a project of the hotel, and the complex will be finished only in 2035. A designer clothing store opened downtown. There are only 3 visitors on the first day, yet one of them managed to leave ugly brown stains on a new white dress. The shop owner wants to find out who it was. Can you help her? Oops! One of the girls has an ice cream cone sticking out of her pocket. There's also something brown dripping out of it. Nora called the police early in the morning. She told them she worked at the library, and she took some rare and expensive books home for research. A blackout happened. She continued working in candlelight, but then she heard the intercom. She opened the door, and someone in a black mask hit her on the head and stole the books. Detective Smith arrested the woman for misreporting. Why? If there had been a blackout, the intercom wouldn't have been working. Family with 2 teenagers went on vacation to the seaside. Everything was great at first, but 2 days after their arrival, the younger son went missing. The police had 4 suspects. They invited the guy's family to look at them. The teenager's father didn't need more than a glance before he knew who was behind his son's disappearance. Who was it? It's the man wearing the missing guy's baseball cap. Detective John Red was walking home on a winter evening when he saw a man in a black mask running with 2 huge sacks. John tried to follow him, but the man turned the corner and disappeared. The detective understood the criminal was hiding in one of these houses. But which one? It can't be the house on the left. There are too many people inside. There are no footprints in the snow leading to the house on the right. So, it's the house in the middle. Lisa is one riddle away from getting her dream job. The interviewer asked her how many bricks it takes to complete a building. Can you help her? No matter what size the building is, it takes at least 1 brick to complete it, the final one. Someone robbed a bank during a fire. The security guard told the police he wanted to save a bag with money. But when he stopped in front of the emergency exit, the door opened and hit him on the head. When he recovered, the money was gone. Why did the police arrest the security guard? All emergency doors open outward, so something in his story doesn't add up. Anna's husband told her he was going to play hockey with his friends in a different city. She packed a bag for him. When the man came back, he told his wife she should have packed a toothbrush. Anna understood he was lying about where he had really been that weekend. How did she figure it out? The toothbrush was under the hockey uniform. If the man had really played hockey, he would have found it. Mrs. White went on a business trip, and her daughter stayed in the house alone. Mrs. White let her daughter invite some friends, but no more than 3 people. She came back one night earlier than planned and immediately knew there were more than 3 friends in the house. How? There are 7 pairs of shoes next to the front door, so there must be at least 7 guests inside. There are 4 houses on the street. The red house is made of red bricks. The yellow house is made of yellow bricks. Next, there's a white house that's made of white bricks. And the last one is a green house. What color bricks is it made of? Greenhouses are made of glass, so no bricks are involved. The final riddle for today will be a test for your eyes. Can you spot 5 hidden objects in this lovely picture? Aha! Here they are! Well done! Hey there, Sherlock! How are you doing? There are some tricky logical riddles that need your attention. If you're ready, let's start. Lisa urgently needs a doctor for a consultation, but all she sees is their feet. Can you help Lisa identify the doctor? The woman in socks seemed to have taken off her shoes, which is not allowed for safety and hygiene reasons. The woman in sandals looks tired, and she could be a companion or a long-term patient. The woman in high heels has bowed legs, so she is used to standing for long periods, and many doctors in leadership positions dress formally. So she is the doctor. 2 cyclists are competing in the final stretch of an intense street cycling race. Both look exhausted, but one of them will manage to keep up the pace until the end. Can you guess who will win? The cyclist on the left looks physically and mentally exhausted. Her head is down, she's close to reaching her limit. The cyclist on the right keeps her eyes on the goal and still adjusts her posture to gain momentum. Seems like she still has enough energy to win the race. A hiker needs to cross a narrow river in a forest reserve. There are 3 different bridges nearby, and all of them look good, but only 2 are safe. Can you tell which bridge is not safe to cross? The wooden bridge looks pretty well maintained and structured. The rope bridge shows signs of wear, but it's nothing serious, and it looks like someone used this bridge recently. The concrete bridge seems like the strongest, but it has structural cracks and mold and could collapse any time, so it's not safe. 3 friends are trapped in an abandoned warehouse. The place is full of rubble and unstable parts. They find 3 escape routes, but only one of them is safe and possible. How can they escape? The hole in the roof may seem promising, but the ladder is old and can give way. The window with rusty bars seems fragile, but rusty bars still require tools to be removed. The door is partially blocked, but these guys can easily move the boxes together. They can escape through the back door. At a new coffee shop, they offer 1 free cup to each customer. Steve is waiting in line and notices the most beautiful girl he's ever seen. But, sadly for him, she's married. Can you find her husband among these guys? It's the man on the right. He's the only one without coffee. And the girl is holding 2 cups, one for herself and one for her spouse. All the richest people in town are at a reception at the Japanese restaurant. Suddenly, the lights go off. When the power is back, Seema notices someone stole her diamond necklace. There are 3 suspects. Damien, the waiter, says he was busy serving drinks. Liza says she was taking selfies in the bathroom. And Mimi says she was enjoying her pizza and didn't notice a thing around her. Who is lying? It's Mimi. She couldn't be enjoying pizza at a fancy Japanese restaurant. Kate missed her alarm and now she's late for work. Her boss calls her and she tells him she got stuck on the subway, but she's 5 minutes away from the office. Her boss believed her. How did she convince him? Kate just played the subway sound on her laptop to make it sound convincing. After a fashion show at a castle, all models get up on the stage for one final photo. Someone spills paint from the balcony on the designer's favorite model. There were several people on the balcony. Can you guess who did it by just looking at this picture? It's the red-haired one on the left. She has a rope in her hands and it's tied to the bucket. Ooh, Carrie. Steve is tired after a long day at work, so he falls asleep on the express train. When he wakes up, his tablet is missing. The guy who's sitting next to him says he was listening to music with his eyes closed, so he didn't see anything. The lady says she is against all gadgets. And the girl on the right says she was reading her book and got carried away. So, who took the tablet? It was the girl on the right. She hid it inside her book. Sam and Polly are on a first date. They're chatting for hours and seem to have a connection. Then Sam leaves for the bathroom, and after he comes back, Polly says she needs to go and asks him never to call her again. Why? Well, he left his phone on the table, and you can see it's still ringing in silent mode, and the caller ID says wifey. Uh-oh. Three besties go to a selfie museum to take some cool photos together. They're having a blast and can't wait to post the photos. When they sit down to choose the best ones, the girls scream in fear. What's wrong? They notice a strange figure in the back of all the photos. Either there was some stranger with them the whole time, or something is really weird about that museum. Patrick got separated from his group in the desert. He noticed a sandstorm coming his way. He had three options: to run away from the sandstorm, to hide behind a big rock, or to hide in the desert's dry riverbed. What should he do? Well, he will never outrun a sandstorm. The riverbed is also not such a good idea, as it's too low and the sand from the storm can fill the entire hole in no time. His best option would be to hide behind a big rock. Ashley was late for an important lecture at college, so she ignored several stop signs along the way. A police car passed by her exactly when she was turning the wrong way onto a one-way street. But the officers didn't arrest her. Why? Well, I never mentioned she was driving. Ashley decided to run to college, not to get stuck in traffic. Judy is at a job interview. She successfully answered many questions, and now it's time for the final test. She needs to open a safe that has a code. There's a calendar next to it that says FWM. What does it mean, and what's the code? It's 531. The letters stand for the days of the week, Monday, Friday, and Wednesday. Monday is the first day, Friday is the fifth, and Wednesday is the third. One of Bob's housemates stole an expensive ring he bought to propose to his girlfriend. Nick says he was away the whole day and just got back. Charlie says he was busy painting the walls and the ceiling and is just finished. Ben says he was sleeping the whole day after a night at work. So, who took the ring? It was Charlie. His clothes are too fancy and his hands are too clean for a person who was painting all day and didn't have time to change. Someone stole an extremely valuable painting from a private gallery. 3 people had appeared next to the gallery before the crime occurred. Linda, who had been sketching in her notebook, Jamie, who claimed to have been installing the lights, and Lulu, who said she had been simply admiring the artwork. Can you figure out who's the thief? Look closely at Linda's notebook. Among her sketches, there is a detailed drawing of the stolen painting. She probably took it to copy it. So, do you have what it takes to be a professional detective? Feel free to brag about your success in the comments below.
Ryan opened his own private detective firm, but he needs your help with his toughest cases. The detective gets a call from a coffee shop. The customers are acting strangely, so the owner suspects a bitter employee might have poisoned them. But after analyzing the customers, Ryan believes it's just a false alarm. Why? This old man looks like he fainted, but his coffee cup is still full, so he's fine. Same with the student. And the woman? Her drink is empty, so if it had been poisoned, she would have collapsed already. The coffee shop owner feels relieved, but before Ryan leaves, he gives the detective one last challenge. He hands him this riddle. 12 apples hanging high. 12 men passing by. Each took an apple and left 11 hanging there. How can this be? Can you solve it? Well, each is actually a man's name. Now it makes sense, right? Ryan was walking when he heard a teen screaming. She was trapped in a fire. He immediately dropped his wallet, hat, and watch on the ground, then rushed inside to help her. When he came back, he knew someone had touched his things. But how did he know? Do you remember how he left his stuff? His wallet was on the left side, not on the right. Someone must have moved it. And he was right. He opened the wallet and saw that his money was gone. But there was a strange note inside with an enigma. I stay in the corner but travel around the world. What am I? Do you know the answer? Time's up. And the answer is a stamp. Right after, Ryan found 8 different stamps inside his wallet, and one of them reminded him of the place where he spent his honeymoon. He even remembered that he had to learn some basic Spanish words to go there. So, can you guess which stamp he's looking at? Correct, it's this one. This stamp is from Mexico, the only Spanish-speaking country here. Back at the office, a worried mom comes in with her twin daughters. They look exactly alike, but the mother is sure that one of them isn't really her kid. Can you spot which one? It's the second girl. Look closely. She has 3 hands. She must be an extraterrestrial. The creatures then promise that her real daughter is safe. and it shows a letter that supposedly came from her. It says, "I'm with Robgin." The mother looks closely and confirms it's her daughter's handwriting, but has no idea what it means. Can you figure it out? Robgin isn't a name at all. It's a secret code. Read it backwards, and you get neighbor. So the girl is just next door. Noah is quite sure that his wife is cheating on him, so he asks Ryan for help. Noah explains that he was away for a whole week, and he suspects his wife went on a secret date during that time. Ryan goes to their house, and Mary says, "That's a lie, I didn't leave home, not even once." They check the security cameras, and now Ryan is certain she is cheating. But how? Mary told the truth. She didn't leave, but her lover came over. Look at camera 3. You can see one of his legs sticking out of the door. Suddenly, the lover storms into the house, grabs Mary, and drags her away. Then he sets the place on fire. Now Noah and Ryan are trapped. The flames are spreading fast and they need to escape. They spot 3 things that could help: a vase, a key ring, and a bucket of water. But which one should they choose? Let's see. There are too many keys here, and they don't have time to test them all. That's barely any water, and the fire is already out of control. So they must pick the vase, because it's heavy enough to smash the window and get out. The lover agrees to turn himself in, but there's a catch. Ryan has to figure out which of the 4 houses he's hiding in. The clue says, "I'm an odd number. Take away 1 letter and I become even. What number am I?" The answer is 7. That means the lover must be in the last house. Busted! Ryan then gets a call from Mr. Johnson, who's in a panic. He says, "My basement is completely flooded. Help!" Ryan rushes to the scene. The floor is covered in water, and everything looks soaked. But something feels off. He suspects Mr. Johnson is lying to get insurance money. How did Ryan know? Look at the pipes on the ceiling. There's no water coming from them and no sign of leaks. The only explanation is that Mr. Johnson poured the water there himself. A doctor calls Ryan for help. A patient needs an emergency blood transfusion and there's no time for tests. Suddenly, a woman rushes in and says, "He's my husband. His blood type is O negative. Please hurry." But the doctor suspects she's lying. Why? She says the patient is her husband, but take a closer look at the nails. They're painted. That means the patient is a woman, not the husband. So, what else might she be lying about? Just then, Ryan hears screams from the hospital cafeteria. A man suddenly collapses into his food. Someone clearly tried to poison him, and there are 2 main suspects nearby. So, who did it? It looks like the woman did it. There's a strange red liquid on her plate, and it seems dangerous. In the surgery room, a doctor is getting ready to perform a high-risk operation. He picks up the tools, turns to the nurse, and says, "Scalpel, please." At that moment, Ryan bursts through the door and yells for them to stop immediately. But why? Look closely at this guy. His stethoscope is on backwards. He's not a real doctor. Ryan's newest client received a mysterious gift, but first she wants to know who sent it. Clara isn't sure if it came from her boyfriend Bob, her brother Leo, or her father Daniel. Can you figure it out? It was from her brother. Look closely. The package has a bunch of 7s written on it, but they're actually upside down. They form the letter L, which stands for Leo. Before Clara opens the gift, she notices a clue about what's inside. The note says, "If you drop me, I'm sure to crack. Give me a smile and I'll always smile back." Do you know what it is? Time's up. It's a mirror. Next, Ryan heads to a crime scene. A rich man is lying dead on the floor. He questions the butler, who says, "I was outside on the street when it happened. It was raining and his clothes were soaking wet, but when the police arrived, they arrested him immediately." Why? Because his clothes were wet, but his umbrella was completely dry. He probably faked the alibi. Ryan visits a museum. In one of the rooms, he spots 3 ancient pieces, but something catches his eye, and he's sure one of them is fake. Which one is it? Oh, look closely. What's a Japanese letter doing on this vase? It can't be from ancient Egypt. So this one is definitely fake. The detective is starving, so he stops to grab a hot dog. Each one costs $3. Ryan notices that the vendor makes 10 hot dogs in 5 minutes. At that rate, how much money does the vendor make in 30 minutes if he sells them all? Let's see. In 5 minutes, the vendor makes 10 hot dogs and sells them for $30. That means in 30 minutes, he makes $180. Not bad. Ryan wants to end the day with something sweet, but he wants you to guess his craving. Here's the clue. What's pink, goes in hard and dry, and comes out soft and wet? If you answered bubblegum, you got it right. So, how sharp were your detective skills today? Count how many mysteries you solved and let us know in the comments. And don't forget to challenge your friends. Let's see who's the ultimate detective. If you're great at solving riddles, you'll find the way out of any tricky situation life throws your way. So let's practice right now and get you ready for anything. 2 people are trapped inside an elevator after a power outage. The emergency alarm has been activated and help is on the way. Both seem scared, but if you look closely, you can see that only one of them is really in danger. Who is it? The first person seems panicked, but is conscious, breathing, and reacting to the environment. The second person is motionless, with his eyes closed, and may just seem calm, but this is dangerous. He is unconscious, so the second person is in greater danger. 3 people are waiting for a bus on a deserted road in the early hours of the morning. The approaching bus driver receives a strange message. One of them is not what he seems. He looks closely and notices something odd. The woman is looking at her phone and yawning. The teenager is fidgeting, also very human. But the man is completely still. He doesn't blink, move, or react to the noise of the bus. He must not be human. 3 workers from one company present their IDs to enter a restricted area. Only one of them is not a member of the team. Can you tell who doesn't belong here? The man in boots and the woman seem properly dressed, but the man in sneakers draws attention. as the area requires safety footwear and he doesn't have it. He must be an imposter trying to sneak in and steal some secrets. 4 passengers are sitting in a train carriage. Someone stole a purse at the last stop. The thief is still there. Can you identify them? The man is somewhere deep in his thoughts, but this young woman who is sleeping with her coat over her lap looks really suspicious. She must be hiding something under the coat. During a presentation in a school auditorium, the sound team notices a mysterious interference. 3 people are holding electronic devices. Only one of them is causing the interference. Who is it? This student's tablet is turned on but not necessarily connected to anything. The woman's cell phone is in airplane mode, so it's safe. The technician's clipboard has a blank screen, but he holds it firmly and looks at it constantly. He is probably disguising an active signal. The technician is responsible for the interference. Someone stole expensive cutlery from a fancy restaurant. The police are interrogating several suspects. A group of friends said they were celebrating a birthday. They wouldn't spoil their party this way. A girl who was dining alone said she just stumbled upon a restaurant and dropped by to take photos for her social media. A man in the corner said that his wife had left him and he had come to the restaurant to take his mind off his problems. Can you tell who's lying here? The girl said she just found the restaurant, but she's wearing a polo shirt with its logo. She clearly has something to hide. A car crashed into a shop window and smashed it. A detective came to investigate the case and found 2 suspects. Each of them claims that the other person did it. Can you help the detective figure out who's lying? The girl who came here in a massive SUV. The tire tracks on the ground belong to her car. It's the holiday season and the airport is full of people. All services are working extra hard and sadly, they accidentally removed the tag from one of the suitcases. Each of the 3 girls claimed it was theirs. Can you match the suitcase with its owner? Although all the girls clearly love the color pink, only one of them has badges that match the stickers on the suitcase. She must be a real fan of strawberries and the owner of the suitcase. A man got stranded on an island. He couldn't swim and was afraid of the water, so he didn't even try to swim away. But somehow, he managed to escape from the island and get home safely. How did he do it? No one said the man got stranded on a deserted island. He just found some people and asked them to take him home by boat. Students get back together after a long winter break and talk about where they went. Most people spent time with their families, but Lucy had a really exotic vacation in South Africa. She said it was amazing, but it was always snowing, so she couldn't enjoy it to the fullest. Other students don't believe her story. Why? South Africa is in the southern hemisphere, so the seasons are reversed there. Since it happened in the middle of the winter, it was summer in South Africa and it wasn't snowing every day for sure. A man is in court and the judge tells him, "You may make a statement. If it is true, I'll sentence you to 1 year in prison. If it's false, I'll sentence you to 3 years in prison." After the man made his statement, the judge decided to set him free. How is it possible? He said, "You'll sentence me to 3 years in prison." If it was true, then the judge would have to make it false by sentencing him to 1 year. If it was false, then he would have to give him 3 years, which would make it true. So the judge decided to set the man free. Two ladies are driving through the city. Their cars look very similar, but the big difference is that one of the ladies actually stole the vehicle. Use all the clues you have and try to figure out which of them did it. Although she looks completely harmless, this lady is driving a stolen car. There are some scratches near the door handle, so either she stole it or someone did it for her. The mom of a teenager lets him invite his girlfriend over to their house. The mom is leaving, and her only condition is that the girlfriend doesn't enter her closet and doesn't try anything on. An hour later, the furious mom comes back and says she knows the girl broke the promise. How did she find out? She was scrolling through social media and found a new photo of the girl inside her closet with her clothes on. Sandra decided to invite a professional cook to make her birthday party unforgettable. She paid him a huge amount of money as he claimed to be the best of the best. But once he started cooking, Sandra soon guessed he was lying about his qualifications. What gave him away? Look at his laptop. The man was just Googling how long you boil eggs for. A professional cook clearly has to know that. One day, a boss told his employees, "I can win at arm wrestling over any man who works here." A new employee, a guy with a super firm handshake, decided to challenge the boss. The boss won the bet, even though he didn't defeat the man. What did he do to win? He didn't want to lose, so he just fired the new employee on the spot, so he didn't work in the company anymore. Julia is in the modeling business, and the competition is pretty rough. She goes inside a tanning studio, but instead of a light shimmer, she comes out of it looking like an orange. So one of these two girls must have replaced the tanning solution with some orange paint. Can you tell who did it? It was the blonde girl. Her hands and her clothes still have remnants of orange paint on them. Three guys, Jim, Bob, and Sean, are friends with girls Ashley, Tina, and Sally. Soon, the company splits into pairs, but it turns out that Tina doesn't like playing tennis. Jim is Ashley's brother, and he often goes to the tennis court with his girlfriend. Bob asks Jim's sister out on a date. Who does Sean spend time with? Sean spends time with Tina. Hey mystery fans, get ready to activate your brain muscles and solve some pretty challenging mental puzzles. Four girls, Lucy, Serena, Amy, and Kate, all claim to be mermaids who've taken on human form to walk along the shore. They're all gorgeous, but one of them is only pretending to be a mermaid. Who is it? It must be Lucy. She has leaves growing on her back, and it's a symbol of land, not sea. Real mermaids wouldn't have plant traits on them, as it would show they don't belong in the ocean. At a school reunion, three old friends, Cindy, Bob, and Michael, are bragging about how their lives have changed. Cindy says, "I married a millionaire and now live in the Maldives." Bob boasts, "I'm a pilot now, flying all over the world." Michael brags, "I became a developer and built my own app. Now I work for myself." But one of them is clearly lying. A small detail gives them away. Bob is lying. He claims to be a pilot, but he has a full beard. Commercial pilots must be clean-shaven because facial hair can prevent oxygen masks from sealing properly in emergencies. A train passenger, Miss Smith, reported that someone had stolen her suitcase. Police questioned three fellow travelers. Mr. Green said he was wearing headphones the whole time. Mrs. Chu claimed she was enjoying the landscape out the window the entire trip. Miss Jones said she was dozing off, but her suitcase was definitely next to her. But the officer noticed one important detail. Who's lying here? Mrs. Chu is lying. They were traveling at night and it was pitch dark outside. There was nothing to look at through the window. A seamstress has a 60-foot roll of fabric. Every day she cuts 10 feet off. On which day will she make the final cut? Rely not only on math, but also on logic for this one. She'll make the final cut on the 5th day because she only needs to make 5 cuts to divide the roll into 6 pieces of 10 feet each. You're in a room with 3 switches. All of them are currently off. Each switch corresponds to one of the 3 light bulbs in the next room. You're only allowed to enter the bulb room once. How can you figure out which switch controls which bulb? You gotta turn on the first switch and wait a few minutes. Then turn it off and quickly turn on the second switch. Now enter the room with the bulbs. The bulb that is on corresponds to the second switch. The bulb that is off but warm corresponds to the first switch. The bulb that is off and cold corresponds to the third switch. A grandmother, 2 mothers, and 2 daughters went for a walk in the park and decided to buy 1 ice cream cone for each of them, but they only bought 3 ice creams. How is that possible? Well, there are only 3 people. One is the grandmother. Let's say her name is Emma. Her daughter is Anne, and Anne's daughter is Stacy. Emma and Anne are the 2 mothers. Anne and Stacy are the 2 daughters, and Emma is the grandmother. That makes 3 people total, even though there are 1 grandmother, 2 mothers, and 2 daughters. A popular singer lives in a cool circular house with expensive works of art. One day, she notices the most expensive painting from her collection is missing. The police question all the suspects. The gardener says he was busy taking care of the flowers. The cook tells the police she was making a cake. The maid claims she was vacuuming the furniture and dusting the corners. Who's lying? The singer lives in a circular house. The maid couldn't be dusting corners, so she had something to hide. One woman crosses the state border every day on a bike with 2 huge bags. After a week, the border guards get interested in her. They search her luggage, but it turns out to be just old clothes. What is she smuggling across the border then? Well, she clearly isn't smuggling works of art or jewelry, but bikes. Someone pushed the actress who plays the leading role in a popular theater play down the stairs. Luckily, she survived, but she won't be able to perform. She calls the police, and they suspect it was one of the actresses who plays the supporting roles. Can you help them figure out who it was? The actress grabbed the person who pushed her and ripped off a part of their costume. This girl's costume is missing a piece, so it must have been her. The police got an anonymous email about an upcoming heist in one of New York's museums. To stop it from happening, they need to figure out at least the month the heist is planned for. Try to help the police and figure it out using a secret code. In this rebus, the jar stands for J, the umbrella stands for U, the lion is for L, and the yellow heart stands for Y. The heist is planned for July. The paparazzi are after a supermodel who's trying to keep her personal life a secret. She even planted cacti all around her house so no one can approach. But one photographer still manages to get close and snap some photos. The model wants to sue them, but how can the police tell who did it? This guy on the left has scratches left by cacti all over his body. It must have been him. A luxurious hotel got an anonymous call. There's an imposter among the guests who plans to rob others staying at the hotel. If this happens, it will ruin the reputation of the entire hotel chain. You can save the hotel from going bankrupt if you figure out who the imposter is. All hotel guests have the same bracelet, and only this guy on the right doesn't have one. He must be the imposter. A group of friends is hiking and sleeping in a tent at night. When they wake up in the morning, they noticed someone has stolen all their food supplies that were outside. They are miles away from other people. Can you help them solve the mystery? See those footprints over there? Must have been a bear. So the best they can do is forget about the stolen food and find a safer place to camp. On the 1st of July, someone stole a really important document from the office of a successful company. The boss was away, so they only noticed it several days later and figured out when it happened from the CCTV camera footage. The main suspect, who was the head of the competing company, said she was on vacation and even showed a plane ticket. But the police didn't believe her. Why? The ticket is for June 31st, and that date simply doesn't exist. Jennifer was riding her bicycle when someone sitting at a coffee shop terrace threw a disposable cup with cold coffee inside right in her face. There were 3 girls inside at that moment, and she wanted to know who it was. Can you help her figure it out? This girl is wearing a bright purple lipstick, and it's the same color as the mark on the cup that she threw at Jennifer. Roxy was alone at her parents' house and ordered a big pizza. When the courier arrived, she got really scared and called the police. What made her do it? The delivery guy was from a sushi place. She decided he was trying to break into the house. Nancy went on vacation and left her laptop password for her colleagues. But she loves riddles a lot, so she didn't tell them exactly where to find it. It must be a 4-digit code. Will you help them figure it out? This postcard with dice on it isn't there for nothing. You need to write down all the numbers. Yes, it's 7235. How many riddles did you manage to solve without pausing the video? Let's talk about it in the comments section.
Sometimes, solving a riddle isn't just a fun brain exercise, it could save someone else's life. Let's see if you can make it. It's summertime and everyone's at the beach. But for one of these girls, the dream vacation could end in a tragedy. Can you tell who's in danger here? Although the second girl looks well equipped and prepared for anything, she's in dark water that could be dangerous. The first girl is in the shallow right next to the beach, so she can just run away or ask for help in case of danger. Okay, this time 2 guys are on vacation. They have completely different ideas of fun, so one is mountain skiing and the other one prefers surfing. Again, one of them is in real danger. Can you guess who? Well, that wave looks huge and scary, but it shouldn't be a problem for an experienced surfer. Meanwhile, screaming loudly in the mountains isn't the best idea though. It could start an avalanche. So the skiing guy should watch out. Leslie and Sam also have completely different ideas of fun. So Leslie is enjoying a beach day and Sam is exploring the forest. Which of the girls could be risking her life this very second? Now, unless a huge tsunami suddenly rolls in, Leslie is perfectly safe. Sam, on the other hand, has ignored the "danger, do not enter" sign. Who knows what those plants could do to her? Ashley and Dana are having a spa day. Each of them orders drinks to relax even more after a long massage. But, oh no, one of them is about to get more than drinks, and it's not good. Who's in danger here? Ashley should be perfectly fine. The water is cold and the tray looks pretty stable. But Dana is about to get a hot tea shower on her uncovered back. And there's one more suspicious detail: an open tiny bottle with acids. Uh-oh. Tina and Scarlett want to go on a hot air balloon ride. The instructor offers to let them choose the balloon: a blue one, a green one, or a red one. Tina picks her favorite color, red, and Julie wants to go for the green one. Which of the girls is in danger? The color isn't that important when it comes to a hot air balloon. There are no sandbags in the red one, so Tina is about to risk her life. Hey, math fans! If you're tired of saving lives, this one's for you. How does a 9 become a 6 by adding one letter? Well, I tricked you. It's more about thinking outside the box in math. Put a letter S in front of the Roman numeral 9 and you'll get 6. See? Here comes another one. I add 5 to 9 and get 2. No mistake here, but what am I? If you add 9 days to 5 days, hey, you'll get 2 weeks. Ricky found money, a phone, and salted fish. But out of all this, he grabbed the salted fish and ran away. Strange choice. Can you guess what made him choose the fish? Well, Ricky is a cat and can't appreciate money or phones. Alright, cats are cute, but this one is about monkeys. In which month do they prefer to play baseball? Don't even try to find some logic here. It's all in the word itself. It's April, or more like April. Get it? Willie and Billy are twins, and they have the same tastes and like the same things. There's only one thing they don't share, and it's love for cats. By looking at their houses, can you guess which one of them loves cats? Willie has cat toys casually spread on the floor, and the wallpaper at his house is scratched at the bottom of the wall. So he's the cat lover. Lady Martha has a special talent. When people approach her at the fair one by one, she tells each of them something different. She tells the man pizza, the little girl ice cream, and the woman salmon bowl. What is Lady Martha's talent? She can see what other people have just eaten. That's one rare and weird special talent, I must say. Unless they're sloppy and spilled food on their shirts, like I do, then it's easy. All colleagues are bragging about their fun summer vacations. They all show photos and share stories. But one of them is obviously lying about their adventures. Can you guess who? Well, this guy definitely didn't visit Paris this summer. In his photo, the Eiffel Tower is in the middle of the desert, and it's actually in the center of Paris. You've got really bad Photoshop skills, my friend. Brittany checks into a hotel room and falls onto the bed. But suddenly, there's a knock on the door, and a group of clowns with dog balloons breaks in and makes her dance for them. When she sits on the bed, she sighs in relief. What just happened there? It's already light outside, and it was dark when Brittany was checking in. So all this was just a nightmare, although a very realistic one. It's a busy day at the coffee shop. Lucy, the waitress, comes up to one of the tables to pick up the mugs. Moments later, she's calling the police from the kitchen. Why? The girl at the table left a tiny message on the mug with her lipstick, saying SOS. Looks like her date turned out to be a dangerous person. Mrs. Green has a huge house and several helpers. One day, she calls the police and says one of her staff members must have stolen a large sum of money and her jewelry. The suspects are the gardener, the cook, and the laundry lady. Can you tell who stole the valuables? It must have been the laundry lady or someone who wanted to make it look like she did it. Look, there's money and jewelry inside the washing machine. Douglas is interviewing for his dream job. He's already passed a lot of tests, and now it's time for the final decisive challenge. The interviewer asks him to prove that the pen on the table doesn't exist, and he does it with just one question. But how? He asked the interviewer, "Excuse me, which pen are you talking about?" It's raining so hard that no one can see anything, and all traffic is stuck. Lightning flashes in the black sky, and people are running to safety. Everyone is soaked, but one man is lucky. Not a single hair on his head got wet. How is this possible? Well, the man is bald, so he has no hair on his head. You wake up inside a plane from a super loud engine. You don't remember getting in and don't know what's going on. You get up from your chair and notice there's no one else on the plane. You walk forward, look into the cockpit, and the pilots aren't there either. You decide to leave, open the emergency exit, and jump out of the plane. You land on the asphalt unharmed. How is this possible? Well, the plane wasn't flying anywhere. It was standing on the ground this whole time. Nina is taking exams to study at the most prestigious cooking school in the world. The final question is, what product will never be salty when you boil it, no matter how much salt you add? Please help Nina pass this uneasy exam. Well, it's an egg in the shell. No matter how much salt there is in the water, the boiled egg won't be salty. Someone locked 10 people in one room. A mechanical voice from the outside says that to get out of the room, you have to place an apple in such a way that everyone but one person can see it. Do you have any ideas how to do it? Put the apple on the head of one of the people, and it's done. Stacy loves traveling. Today she's flying to a new destination. There are just 3 flights in the next hour. One to Berlin, another one to Rome, and the third one to London. Can you guess where Stacy is going? She's headed to London. You can see she has a sticker from Berlin and a keychain from Rome on her suitcase, so she has already been to those cities. Wow, if you managed to solve all these riddles, congrats! You can handle any situation with your logic and wits. Hey, are you ready for a new portion of mind-bending riddles? Crank up your logic and attention, and let's go! 3 friends, Lindsay, Carol, and Jane, were collecting seashells on the beach to make necklaces. Each chose the most beautiful shell to place in the center of her creation. Lindsay picked thin white shells that look like pearly spirals. Carol chose flat pink shells that seemed straight out of a fairy tale. Jane decided to add a shell with beige net-like patterns, a glossy surface, and a small opening at the base. Now, one of the girls is in serious danger. Can you guess who? Look at that information board at the beach. Jane added a geographic cone shell to her necklace. It has venom that is fatal to humans. Uh-oh. Carrie, Samantha, and Ben were together when Carrie's phone went missing. Of course, none of them admits they took the phone. The security checks the CCTV cameras, and you can also take a look. Who do you think took the phone? Obviously, it wasn't Carrie. Samantha had tight jeans with no pockets, so she had no place to hide it. Ben had no bag at all, but a hoodie with large pockets, the perfect place to stash a phone. So Ben must have been the thief. Today's virtual meeting of the Cat Lovers Club has 3 new members. They're proudly showing off their pets. Aw, so cute! But one of them is lying. They're not a real cat lover. Who's the imposter? Look closely. Behind the guy in the center, there's a dog peeking out from the doorway. This means he's the imposter. Gary, Nick, and Ben share an office fridge. One day, someone put a piece of unwrapped fish in it, and now the whole fridge smells terrible. Each of the guys has an excuse. Who most likely put the fish in the fridge? Gary is vegan and probably telling the truth. Ben mentioned strawberries, and the wrapper in the trash supports that. Nick claimed he never opened the fridge, yet he had a container leaking fishy water. Meaning, he lied and most likely put the fish inside. 3 friends, Jamie, Linda, and Sue, posted on their stories that they're heading to work. But one of them actually decided to ditch work and go shopping instead. Take a look at their social media to see who's lying online. It's Sue. She posted a photo on her way to work, but the reflection gave her away. She's holding a shopping bag, not a laptop, so she's just pretending to be working today. A group of tourists is going camping with a local guide on a remote island. It's so wild, it has no internet connection whatsoever. When everyone wakes up in the morning, one of the tourists notices his expensive camera is gone. He asks the guide about it, and he says he didn't see anything suspicious as he was watching YouTube videos all night. The tourist realizes the guide has something to do with the disappearance of the camera. How? Well, there's no network signal or Wi-Fi connection. It's impossible that the guide was watching YouTube videos all night. Lady Rose, a wealthy heiress, was traveling by a high-speed train. She had a box full of jewels with her. After the train left one of the tunnels, Lady Rose noticed that her box was missing. There were 3 other passengers in the train car. Doug said he had just lost his job and didn't care about anything happening around. Mia said she hadn't seen anything, as her eyes had been tearing from all the fumes coming from the train. Steve said that he had bought his favorite author's new novel and was busy reading. So, who took the box? It was Mia. Modern high-speed trains are electric and don't produce any fumes. Let's test your attention a bit. Lisa is having dinner and watching TV after work as usual. Can you spot anything odd in this picture? The mirror reflects a completely different TV program. Alice and Sam are spending their honeymoon at a perfect beach resort. Yet, something is off here. Can you see it? There are oranges growing on this palm tree. They'd better move away from it just in case. Stan ordered red roses for his wife's birthday. The delivery guy arrives, and his wife is over the moon, but Stan is really mad. What happened there? Well, these flowers are definitely not red roses, and the card says, "Love M." So, there is some mysterious M on the horizon. A truck hit a man and he was lying on the ground unconscious. A detective who was there by accident rushed to the nearest shop to get some water for the man. When he got back, a passerby told him the man hadn't come to his senses. After looking at the scene for a couple of seconds, the detective told the passerby to return everything he had taken from the man. Why did he say so? When he first saw the man, his jacket was buttoned up. Now it's open and the pockets are inside out. A fancy watch designer presented their new collection at a penthouse party. All the watches were made of gold and platinum and were worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. During the party, someone stole the most expensive platinum watch with diamonds. No one left the penthouse, so the robber must still be among the guests. Can you find them? Look, this lady in the corner has a really unusual necklace. It's a platinum watch that looks exactly like the one in the photo in the middle of the room. The lady was hoping no one would look for it on her neck. Nina came back from her lunch break and saw that someone had spilled coffee all over the papers that took her forever to finish. Her work bestie decided to help and ask others what they had been doing during lunch break. Drew and Cam said they had gone out to try the new Italian place. Liz was busy watering the plants in the office, and Sammy said he had been talking to his boyfriend on the phone. Can you tell who's lying here? It was Liz. There isn't a single plant in the office. Diana is a thief, and she broke into the house of a rich actress who showed her jewels in one of her interviews. Diana was after just one thing, a huge emerald. She grabbed it and ran out of the house. The guards were already waiting for her, but they found no emerald and had to let her go. Once Diana got home, the emerald was already waiting for her there. How is this possible? Diana came with her pet parrot. She trained the parrot to carry the little bag with the emerald and return home. So the parrot was waiting for her there. A famous businessman disappeared right from his home one afternoon. The police arrived and questioned everyone who was in the house at that time. The cook said she had been preparing dinner and hadn't left the kitchen. The maid claimed she had been cleaning the dining room after the businessman and his wife had had lunch. And the wife said that after lunch, she had been sunbathing and swimming in the pool. The detective immediately figured out who was behind the man's disappearance. Can you do the same? It was the wife. Look outside, it's winter, and there's no water in the swimming pool. Lisa's sister asked for help with cleaning the house, but Lisa said she couldn't make it as she had to prepare for her big and important math exam. Her sister accepted it, but once she opened Lisa's room to offer her snacks, she got really mad and stopped talking to her. Why? Well, the book Lisa was reading had nothing to do with math. She must have grabbed the closest book as soon as she heard her sister's footsteps and pretended she was studying. Nancy is traveling around Greece. A local guy offers her to visit an exclusive gallery with ancient statues no one else has seen before. She agrees, but then quickly realizes he's a scammer. How? This statue has a mobile phone, and this one is wearing headphones. They might be unique, but ancient? I don't think so. So, which of these puzzles was the hardest for you? Please share in the comment section. Let's get our brains warmed up with 3 quick math questions. So tell me, what's the answer to this equation? The result is 20. How about this one? -8. Well done! I can guarantee you that the equation below is correct. But how? Well, it's just upside down. If you flip it, it becomes 16 equals 8 plus 8. And that's totally correct. Well, the warm-up is done, now let's get to the real challenges. Ella shot 12 arrows at a target. She hit the center 3 times, she's pretty good. One time she almost missed, but it still counted as a hit. All the other shots were misses. So, how many points did she score in total? Hitting the center gives her 3 points. She hit it 3 times, so that's 9 points. That one shot where she almost missed landed in the blue zone, that's 1 more point. So in total, she scored 10 points. Next one. What should you add to 55,555 to get 500? Well, you should add a minus sign right here. Pay close attention to this image. Can you guess the number of the parking spots that these cars are in? Look at the first few numbers. 2, 3, 5. We're dealing with prime numbers here, right? If we keep the sequence going, it means that the red car is in spot 7, the green car is in 11, and the yellow car is parked in 17. Now, you're only allowed to use times and minus signs. Where would you put them to make this equation work? The answer is 9 times 8 minus 7 minus 65, and boom, you get 0. That's a similar one, but this time you're only allowed to use division and addition signs. Where would you put them to make this equation work? And the solution is 4 plus 4 plus 8 divided by 4 equals 10. Ben knows that there are some squirrels hidden in his yard. Each squirrel gathers 6 acorns every day. There's a pile with more than 50 acorns in it. At least how many squirrels must be hidden in his yard? If each squirrel gathers 6 acorns, then 8 squirrels would gather 48. That's not enough. But 9 squirrels would gather 54 acorns, so there must be at least 9 squirrels around him. Now check out this equation. If watermelons are worth 0 and oranges are worth 1, what's the result? If you swap the fruits for numbers, you get 1 plus 1 times 0 plus 1. And since multiplication comes first, that gives you a total of 2. A factory makes a $20 profit for each t-shirt it produces and sells. So how many t-shirts do they need to sell to make $5,000 in profit? Yep, they need to sell 250 t-shirts. Now check out these numbers: 2, 3, 10, 12. Can you figure out the next one? Well, it's really not about calculations. It has to do with the first letter of each number. They all start with the letter T. So, following this sequence, the next number is 13. Alright, time to play true or false. First sentence. The fractions 3/4 is the same as 75%. Is it true or false? True! Nailed it! Next up, any number raised to the power of 0 equals 0. What do you think, true or false? And that's false. Any number to the power of 0 is actually 1, not 0. One more. Ready? 30% of 50 is the same as 50% of 30. Is this sentence true or false? They both equal 15, so yep, this sentence is true. There are 2 kittens, and some weights are sitting on a scale. The scale is perfectly balanced. So, how much does one kitten weigh? On the left side, we've got 3 weights: 4, 5, and 4. Add them up, that's 13 units. On the right side, there are 2 kittens and a weight of 5. If the total is 13, then the 2 kittens together must weigh 8. So each kitten weighs 4 units. Are you fast at math? Then tell me, what is the last number that will appear at the end of this path? The last number is 6. Jennifer wants to snoop through her boyfriend's phone. He agreed, but only if she manages to guess the password. And the clue is MCMXCII. Can you help Jennifer figure out his 4-digit code? Well, we're talking Roman numerals here, and MCMXCII is the same as 1992. Phone unlocked. Can you tell which number doesn't belong here? The number 7 is the only odd one. And how about this table? What's the strange number? "21 is the odd one out. It's not a multiple of 4. 3 bananas are on a table. A regular banana costs 2 coins. A Minecraft banana costs 1 coin more than the regular banana. A diamond banana costs twice as much as the Minecraft banana. So, which banana is the most expensive and how much does each one cost?" The most expensive one is the diamond banana. If the regular one costs 2 coins, that means the Minecraft banana costs 3 coins and the diamond banana costs 6. Kevin was 31 when his daughter Amanda turned 8. Now he is twice as old as she is. How old is Amanda? If her father is twice as old as her, Amanda must be 23. Dan is a translator, and he gets paid based on the number of words in the original text. He makes $3 per word. So how much will he get for the following translation? Remember, the number of words in Portuguese doesn't matter. Only the original English word count is used to calculate payment. If he earns $3 per word, he's going to make $24. Now, if we multiply the number of tails that every cat in the world has, what is the result? Time's up. The answer is 0, because at least one cat in the world doesn't have a tail. Lisa and David have $100 in total, and we know Lisa has $40 more than David. So, how much does each have? David has $30 and Lisa has $70. Take a good look at this puzzle. Can you figure out the value of the blue gift box? Well, let's see. If 3 green gifts cost 30 coins, that means each one is worth 10. So the red box must be worth 20. Following that logic, the 2 blue gifts together cost $10, so each one is worth 5. A swimming pool gets filled in 4 hours using 2 hoses. What if you only have 1 hose? How long will it take to fill the same pool? Think about it like this. 2 hoses together do the job in 4 hours. So each hose is doing half the work, right? If you use just 1 hose, it's going to take twice as long. So the answer is 8 hours. Frank only has 3 socks, 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 green. He reaches into a dark drawer and grabs 2. What are the chances they match? Zero. Frank has only 1 of each color, remember? A teacher has 3 kids, William, Karen, and Linda. William is 2 years old. Karen is 3 times William's age, and Linda is half of Karen's age. Can you guess how old the 2 girls are? Karen is 6 and Linda is 3. A snail climbs 3 feet during the day and slides down 2 feet at night. How many days will it take to escape a 10-foot wall? Let's see. Each day, the snail gains 1 foot. After 7 days, it's at 7 feet. On the 8th day, it climbs from 7 to 10 feet and escapes before sliding. So the answer is 8 days. A motorcyclist was riding into the city. On the way, he passed 5 cars and a truck coming towards him. How many vehicles were going to the city? Only 1. The motorcyclist was the only one going to the city. You ordered a pizza for dinner for 8 people. How many times do you need to cut the pizza to get 8 slices? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we have 8 slices. All right, dig in.
3 friends were invited to a costume party. They went dressed as zombies, but only one of them is an actual human being. The other 2 are real-life zombies. Can you guess who? The first woman has zombie makeup filled with fake stitches, but she's smiling too much, which means she's a human. Zombies don't show emotion. The other two have expressionless faces and really pale skin. They're zombies for sure. John called the police claiming his best friend Mark was missing. Mark had stayed in John's house in Miami while John went on a business trip to Chile. Now that he returned, he found Mark had disappeared without a trace. But the police didn't buy it. How did they know John was lying? John claimed to have just come back from Chile, but he was super tanned. Yet when it's summer in Miami, it's winter in Chile. He was clearly lying. Adam stopped by a gas station at night. He filled his tank and went inside to pay. There were only two people inside, a cashier and a customer dressed in black. The cashier handed him a receipt and said his total was $5.05. But when he checked the paper, the total was $18. He paid, went outside, and called the police. Why? Because he noticed the cashier had written 505 on the receipt, and when you flip it upside down, it spells SOS. She was in danger. Monday morning started with chaos in Brook Hollow. Someone had robbed the bank, and the suspect was seen heading into Brook Hollow High. Detective Delgado rushed to the scene and found two teachers in the hallway. It didn't take long before he figured it out. Can you spot the thief too? Take a close look at the second teacher's sleeve. There's a bit of cash sticking out. She's the one behind the heist. Detective Ramos stopped three women outside a mall after receiving a tip about a fugitive in disguise. One woman worked as a florist, the other was a yoga teacher, and the last one was a tech consultant. Can you tell which one is actually dangerous? The florist. If you look closely, you can see the outline of a blade taped to her thigh under her skirt. She's the one who is trying to hide something. Lena and her friends headed to a cozy cabin for a chill weekend of games and ghost stories. But Saturday morning, they woke up and noticed their food was gone. The cabin door's glass was smashed. When they searched the woods, they figured out who had done it. Take a look at the image. Who's the culprit? There were bear tracks in the top left corner. Oh, and a cookie wrapper lying right there. The bears were the culprit. Tara and Mina are both pregnant. One of them works in a library, and the other teaches outdoor survival skills. Based on the photo, can you figure out who's putting herself in danger? It's Tara. Although Mina is rock climbing, she's very safe with all the top-notch equipment. But Tara is trying to reach for a very tall booking, standing on top of an unstable chair. That's dangerous. To get the secret location of a famous pop star's surprise concert, fans had to solve this riddle. They each got a text message that asked them to figure out what has keys but couldn't open locks, had space but no room, and you could enter but never leave. Can you guess the answer here? It's a keyboard. It was one of the hottest days of summer, and Marissa decided to go grab ice cream with her boyfriend. When they arrived at the shop, they noticed something weird. One of the people working in the shop wasn't human. Which one is it? It's the woman operating the ice cream machine. Look at her hand. It's green, and it's not a glove. She's only pretending to be human, that's for sure. Beck is also a solo space ranger. He travels the universe in his own spaceship with his pet elephant. The elephant needs to shower once a week, so Beck uses a lack of gravity to help him do that. He opens his spaceship's navigation system and 3 different planets pop up: Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter. Can you help him choose the best planet to shower his pet? He should pick the planet where gravity isn't too strong, right? So he should pick Mars. Mary spent the last 3 months planning her backpacking trip through Europe. She was beyond excited when she finally hopped on her flight to Rome. She was looking for her seat on the plane when she noticed something very unusual. Take a look at the picture. Can you tell me what's wrong here? Why is there a tiger with a human hoodie sitting in one of the plane seats? This is wrong on so many levels. You walk into a diner for lunch, you order your food, and decide where to sit down. There are only 2 clients in the restaurant, but one of them is really suspicious. Where is it safe for you to sit down? The first guy looks suspicious, especially since he's holding a defensive device. The second girl looks more innocent. She's just sitting, holding a knife and cutting her salad with it. But hey, she's the real danger here. That huge knife is too big for cutting a salad, and it's got a red stain on it. Becca and her boyfriend Tim had a huge argument. He accused her of cheating with him and stormed out of the house. He felt guilty and came back to the house unannounced a few hours later. When Becca opened the door, she looked worried. Take a look at the image. Was Becca lying after all? Yes, she was. If you have really sharp eyes, you probably saw that Becca's lover was hidden right there, next to the fireplace. He hid behind the logs, but you can still see a little bit of his feet coming out. There have been a series of disappearances in Auberville. Last week, a girl disappeared on the walk home from school and reappeared 2 days later, acting really weird. The police investigated what happened to her, and they concluded she'd been abducted. Take a look at this image. Use your logic to figure out why the police think she was abducted. Well, the girl is eating lunch with her hands, but while they're eating normal food, she's eating space food, the same food that NASA astronauts eat on their missions. That's probably why they think she was abducted. Maria is getting married next month. Some people confirmed their attendance last minute, and now she's cracking her head on how to sit them and watch the ceremony. Johnny and Harry are twins, and they can't stand each other. Rory and Emily are also twins that don't get along well. Barb is best friends with the guys, so she asks to sit next to one of them. What should the sitting order be so that no one freaks out? Rory should sit first, then Johnny and Barb. After them, Harry can sit down, followed by Emily. This way, peace prevails. Lily was perusing through her father's old photo albums for a school project. She found a picture of her father and his best friends at a party back in the 1970s. Her dad looked cool, but there was something weird about one of his friends. Can you take a look and see which one of his friends is from the future? It's the guy on the left. Take a look at his jeans pocket. He has a smartphone peeking out, but there were no smartphones back then, were there? He's definitely a time traveler.
Uh-oh, Marcus is running late for his plane. At the airport, he rushes to the info screen and gasps. Instead of showing the gate, it just says, Flight to New York, gate 1 plus 8 divided by 4. Which gate should he head to? Start with a division. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Add 1, and the final answer is 3. Hurry up, Marcus! Laura is enjoying a cozy movie afternoon when, crash! A ball smashes through her window. She runs outside and sees 4 neighborhood kids running off. Lily, Riley, Tom, and Mark. No one admits to it. Later, Laura finds a note slipped under her door. There's no confession, just a single symbol. Wait, that's a clue. Can you figure it out? It's a question mark, and hidden inside those words is a name, Mark. Yep, he's the one who threw the ball. John receives 3 mysterious packages. No return address, no names. Who sent me these? But the answer was right in front of him the whole time. Can you guess it? Look at the color of each box, blue, red, and orange. Take the first letter of each color and you get BRO. Oh, those gifts came from his brother. Nice. Isabella walks into a fortune teller's tent. The woman hands her a cup of tea and says, "Drink this. The leaves will point out your fate." Weird, but okay. Isabella sips the tea and hands the cup back. The fortune teller peers into the cup, gasps, and says, "One of these 3 men will change your life forever." So, which man is her soulmate? Remember what the fortune teller said? The leaves will point out your fate? But she didn't mean the tea leaves. She meant the leaf pattern on one guy's shirt. Yep, he's the one. Susan took her dog, Max, for a walk on the beach because he loves jumping into the ocean. As soon as they arrived, Susan went to buy an ice cream. But when she looked back, Max was gone. She started yelling his name and 3 dogs came running over. So, which one is Max? One of the dogs has a collar that says Max, but that's just a coincidence. Her real dog is the 3rd one, the one that's soaking wet. Max loves the ocean, remember? Her pet just went for a swim. Bella was bored during her blind date with Sam. So, to spice things up, she grabs 16 toothpicks from the table and sets up a little challenge. She asks, "Can you remove 5 of these and be left with just 1?" Take a closer look. It's not about numbers, it's about letters. Remove these 5 matchsticks and voila! You're left with the word 1 spelled out. Too bad Sam didn't get it. Stephanie gets home after a long day, and all she wants is that dessert she left in the fridge. But it's gone. She turns to her 3 kids and asks, "Who took my dessert?" Michael answers, "I just got home and haven't eaten anything yet." Nicole goes, "I didn't touch your ice cream." Jenny says, "I went into the kitchen last time at noon." Let's see. Stephanie said dessert and never mentioned ice cream. So how did Nicole know exactly what was missing? That can only mean one thing. She's the sneaky dessert thief. Jack is ready to find someone special, and he's made a list of pros and cons for his future girlfriend. Pros: love animals, redhead. Cons: likes rock music, works in the arts. He opens a dating app and clicks on the first profile. So, is he going to match with her or not? She is a redhead, nice, but she's wearing a Kiss t-shirt, meaning she's into rock. So, it's a big no-no for Jack. Next. A new profile pops up on the screen. Tell me, is she the one? She has a dog, so she must be into animals. Great. But there's paint all over her shirt. Looks like she's a painter, and Jack's not into the arts. Sorry, man, today's just not your day. Paul's grandma is showing him an old photo album from her younger days. And the most exciting part is her trip to Japan. Paul asks, "When did you go?" His grandma smiles and said, "In the fall of 1950. But right away, he realizes that his grandma's memory may have slipped just a little. So, what's wrong? Well, she probably did go in 1950, just not in the fall. Take a look at the photos. They're filled with cherry blossoms, and those only bloom in the spring. Mia wants to paint each fingernail a different color. She finishes her right hand, 5 unique colors. But when she opens her nail polish drawer, that's it. Those 5 bottles are all she has. Still, she's determined to keep her left hand colorful, without repeating any of the original colors. She thinks for a second, and then, eureka! She figures it out. So how does she do it? Simple. She mixes the color she already had. That way, she creates 5 brand new colors, 1 for each nail on her left hand. Oh, problem solved. Jake is in charge of setting up tables for a wedding. Each table can seat 5 guests. He checks the list: 8 people from the bride's family, 6 from the groom's side, and 10 friends they both invited. So, how many tables does Jake need to set up? Add the total number of guests, and we have 24. Each table fits 5 people. That gives us 4 full tables with 4 guests left. So, Jake needs to set up 5 tables in total. 3 customers walk into a fancy city bakery. One came to pick up a cheesecake. Another ordered a ham and cheese sandwich. And the last one's here for a fresh apple pie. Take a good look at them. Can you figure out who's picking up what? This customer is wearing an oven mitt, so he's probably here for the apple pie that just came out of the oven. The second one's got a shirt with a vegetarian symbol, so there's no way he's touching that ham sandwich. That means he must be here for the cheesecake, and the ham and cheese sandwich is for the third customer. A teenage girl buys a new t-shirt with a giant mandala pattern on it. At first glance, it looks amazing, but then she looks a little closer and something's off. The pattern is incomplete in 3 different spots. Can you find them? Yep, there they are. Nice catch. Ben teaches English to a group of international students. One day, he says, "I bet you already know some colors in English." Then he turns to the whiteboard and writes the names of 4 super famous movies, but with a color missing from each title. Here's what they see. All right. Can you guess which colors go in the blanks? Only big movie fans will know the answer. It's pink, orange, green, and blue. At a fancy restaurant, 3 guests claim to be a vegan. The waiter comes over and takes their orders. The school teacher asks for a margarita pizza. The doctor wants a Hawaiian. and the journalist goes for a mushroom pizza. So, who's the fake vegan? Actually, all three of them. Those pizzas have cheese on them, and that's not part of a vegan diet. Margot was studying at the library. She took a quick bathroom break and came back to find her wallet missing. The librarian says someone was nearby but couldn't see clearly. Police questioned 3 students. Owen says, "I stayed at my desk the whole time." Finn goes, "I saw her, but I was just browsing books." Lucas says, "I was on the phone call with my friend, didn't see anything." So, who's lying? Wait a second, a phone call? Most libraries don't allow calls. You've got to be really quiet in there. So yeah, Lucas made that up. He stole the wallet. Now, this is a picture on the door of a restroom in a restaurant. What does this thing mean? Can you guess? It translates as "ladies first." In one of these school restroom stalls, a fugitive who escaped custody and disguised herself to blend in is hiding. But she's made some crucial mistakes. Can you figure out which one is the criminal, left or right? The criminal is in the right stall. At first glance, the person inside looks like your typical good girl. But if you take a closer look, you'll notice that there's no toilet paper inside the stall, and the floor under her feet is spotlessly clean. It's almost like the scene has been staged. And most importantly, she has marks on her ankles from handcuffs. That's what gives her away. At 3 a.m., security cameras caught a person disguised as a patient walking out of a private clinic. There are 3 suspects: a man in a robe and sneakers, an elderly woman in pajamas and boots, and a woman with a head bandage wearing slippers. One of them is an escaped criminal. Can you figure out which one it is? It's the woman with the head bandage. Her bandage is clean and freshly wrapped, which probably means she put it on herself. Plus, who walks on asphalt in slippers unless they're trying to look like a patient? The morning surveillance footage shows 3 people entering the antique hall: a girl in a long green coat, a man wearing a t-shirt labeled security, and a guy with a camera. 1 minute later, the alarm goes off. Someone has stolen an ancient vase. Who is the thief? It's the guy with the camera. He's carrying a large camera bag too, which means the vase could easily be hidden inside. Besides, who else carries a camera like that in a museum? Someone tried to sabotage a restaurant's rating and replaced a regular dish with a spoiled one. The owner reviewed the security footage and saw that 3 people had entered the kitchen. They were a bartender wearing an apron, a chef with a tall white hat, and a waiter carrying a tray. One of them didn't even work at the restaurant. Can you spot the imposter? It's the bartender. His apron doesn't have the restaurant's logo, which means he brought it from somewhere else. He must be a rival, trying to ruin the restaurant's reputation and bring down its rating. At a scenic viewpoint, 3 people are standing: a girl with a map, a guy with a camera, and a man in a suit and dress shoes. Which of them is suspicious? The answer is quite obvious. The man in the suit looks suspicious. No real tourist hikes up hills in shiny leather shoes. He's clearly there for another reason. Ooh, suspicious. At a party in an elite gallery, famous actor James Bean suddenly felt unwell. Security footage shows 3 guests offering him drinks. The question is, who slipped him the poison? It's the woman in red. She's the only one holding the glass with her left hand, which means she could have secretly slipped poison from a locket ring on her right. Otherwise, why would she wear such a large ring on her pinky? Cheryl was reading a book, but she was careless and accidentally tore out pages 7, 8, 100, 101, 333, and 334. How many pages will she have to fix? Just 4. 7 and 8, as well as 33 and 34, are just different sides of one page. Sarah was invited to a party organized by her friend Sean. Sarah was worried there might be a thief at this party. Throughout the event, she was watching the guests attentively. At the end of the party, she realized who the thief was. Have you figured it out too? It's the host, Sean. At the beginning of the party, one of his guests had a watch on his wrist, and this woman had a beautiful necklace. But at the end of the party, the watch is already on Sean's wrist, and the necklace is in that flower pot. See? Airport security guards are checking the luggage of 3 suspicious passengers. One of them is a robber on the run. Can you help the guards figure out which passenger is a criminal? The clown costume looks pretty innocent. It doesn't have a mask that covered the face, so it's unlikely that the person owning this suitcase is a robber. The lady shows her cash freely and openly, which probably means the money is legal. But this lady with an empty suitcase is pretty suspicious. Her suitcase probably has a double bottom, and she must be hiding something inside. Otherwise, why would she travel with an empty bag? You're checking in at a hotel, and the receptionist gives you a note. There are just 3 letters there, F, B, D. Can you figure out what your room number is? It's room 624. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet, B is the 2nd, and D is the 4th. While walking on a beach, Patricia found a watch in the sand. There were only 3 other people around. Look at them carefully and try to figure out who the watch belongs to. This guy's watch is in his jeans pocket. The strap is peeking out. The tan line on this girl's wrist doesn't match the shape of the watch. It means the watch belongs to this elderly man. You need to get out of a creepy house. There are lots of doors in front of you. They're numbered from 1 to 22. To choose the right door, you need to figure out the next number in this sequence. Can you do it? The right answer is 20. All these numbers are the only ones that don't have any other vowels but E. So you should open the door with the number 20 written on it. Brandon was patrolling the streets. While driving past his friend's house, he saw the front door open. Inside, he found his friend on the floor. After he was taken to a hospital, the officer went to question the neighbors. Julie said that she had been planting trees in her garden since early morning. Nathan explained that he had some problems with his car and had been in the garage all day long. And Patrick said that he had been watching a new episode of his favorite TV show. Which neighbor is lying? Nathan is. His hands and gloves are spotless. That wouldn't be possible if he had indeed been repairing his car. Someone stole a bag from an elderly lady walking in the park. The police have 3 suspects. John claims it isn't him because he's been busy jumping on a trampoline. Laura says she's been drinking fresh juice at the cafe. And Patrick says he's been selling ice cream. Can you understand who the thief is? It's John. His alibi is fake. The guy wouldn't have been allowed to get on the trampoline because of the age limit. See that note? Jonathan's friend went to explore a mysterious castle and got lost, so the man decided to sneak in and find him. He ended up in a large room with 3 doors. One of these doors led to a labyrinth. Another door was the exit, but if Jonathan went through it, he'd have to cross 3 moats to get out. And behind one of the doors was Jonathan's friend. Can you figure out which door Jonathan needs? The door handles are made of some shiny metal, and the only door with fingerprints is the one on the left. That's where Jonathan's friend is. A man was discovered unconscious at his desk, alone in the locked office. He was rushed to a hospital, and the police started investigating this case. The only clue was a sealed envelope on the man's desk. Have you figured out what happened? The envelope glue was poisoned, and when the man licked the envelope to seal it, he got sick.